Hello everyone. Today I want to show you guys the install that we did for a customer, where the customer had a problem where system was never able to keep up. Um, Always had a problem when it's 95 degrees outside, and he wanted a second opinion and see what we can do to help him have better comfort. And we're going to show you that we helped him install a new unit, and we're going to show you the process we had went through to make sure that this system that we put in was actually the right size, and that when it's 95 degrees or almost 100 degrees outside, that it will be able to keep up. All right, so right here we got a manual J through Ampli, and we did a load calculation, and seems like, well, manual J is telling that for cooling it needs 2.5 tons at the minimum. As you can tell, we had scanned the building and different rooms and stuff. And there goes the bathroom. As you can tell, it gives you like the BTUs that's needed per room and everything. And stuff like that. There's another bedroom. There goes the basement. And due to manual S, we're able to size it to a 3-ton because you can oversize a inverter system by 30%. And at the minimum, we need a 2.5. But here is the manufacturer specs on the equipment while we were sizing it. As our manual J says that we are going to put a 3-ton at 1050 CFMs. And if you look up here, where the indoor wet bulb is 63 and indoor dry bulb is 75. And we're going down to 1050, and outdoor temperature is at 95. It's going to be 28.7 thousand BTUs total capacity. So we know for sure that with a 3-ton system at 1050 CFMs, we can know for sure at a 95 degree day, we can cool that building down for the master bedrooms and the 2 guest bedrooms and the office and the lower level part of that side of the house. And if we were to look at the heating part at 1050 CFMs with an indoor at 70 degrees and 17 degrees outside, you get 23.8 total capacity, and that's almost a 2-ton heat pump capacity. So that's pretty decent for a 3-ton system to be able to produce 2 tons of heating load at 17 degrees, because there's a lot of single stage equipment out there that are not able to do that. So now we know that due to the manual J. All right, and this Bosch is the unit that we just installed. And I'm gonna flip the camera over. As you can tell, it is currently running right now, and it's actually in dehumidification mode, where the indoor unit is gonna run at a lower fan speed and be able to try to bring the coil as cold as possible to pull moisture out of the air. So we have a Bosch system. It's a Bosch inverter, so it modulates at a as low as 25% all the way up to 100% capacity, depending on the load that's inside the home. So we put it on a brand new pad, 8 inches tall for snow, and we put more gravel and stuff. I think this is called marble, some kind of marble something, I don't remember. We redid the line set, We did a cover on the outside so that no bugs or anything can crawl inside the structure. We also put a new disconnect box and a surge protection for the inverter board. This is a 20 seer equipment, very high efficiency. As you can tell, it is running right now, and it is super quiet because you can hear me talk through the phone. And if it was a traditional unit, I don't think you would hear me talk perfectly. Like, it would seriously block the noise and be really hard for me to talk and for you guys to hear me out. But this is a very nice, efficient, uses the new refrigerant r454b, and it's a 20 seer equipment. Now I'm gonna show you guys the indoor unit. All right, this is the indoor unit where we got a high efficiency filter, ductwork on the right side. This is your intake, and this is the Bosch inverter, air handler. We got the easy trap. This trap protects if this trap gets dirty, so that way if it does dirty, it'll shut the unit off, so that way it knows that it's going to constantly drain and never backfill with water. And there's a condensate pump that pumps outside. We have a UV light installed on the unit, and that is the UV transformer. And this is your thermostat, so that controls the thermostat for upstairs. With this thermostat, we were able to make this unit dehumidify at a low fan speed. And they have all these terminals that's on the Bosch inverter that we were able to wire into this board, and this board controls humidity, ventilation, fresh air. This thermostat is able to do so much and all in one. And for your thermostat, all it needs is 2 cables. It's called the T10 Pro. And that is it for here. I want to show you how the old unit look. And oh, one more thing. So we were sizing this equipment for a 3-ton unit at 1,050 CFMs, and we were able to test because we have a tool called a true flow grid where we're measuring the static pressure. And with this specific tool, we can put it inside this filter slot, and we know exactly how much air we are actually pulling inside the unit. And there is adjustments on the fan speed and adjustments on the fan speed so that we know how much air we want to actually bring in to the system, that it was due to exactly the same amount of CFMs per manual J calculations and manual D calculations, so that we know that with a 3-ton system at 1,050 CFMs, we know that on this side of the house, we're able to keep it at minimum 50% relative humidity and 75 degrees upstairs. Previously, the customer had a 2-ton unit and fan speed was at 650, and we bumped it up to 750, and it still wasn't cooling. So what we did was we did a manual J, we scanned their section of the home and determined that system was undersized and that a 3-ton system would be able to keep up when it's 95 degrees outside. And the customer decided to go with the Bosch inverter because the Bosch inverter helps with dehumidification. And even though he has a dehumidifier, but this would do primarily majority of the work for his side of for his master bedroom and 2 of the other bedrooms on his first floor. All right, this is the old unit. This carrier unit is not old at all. It was working perfectly fine. Nothing was wrong with it. As you can tell, we installed the UV light there. And as you can tell, like, this system was actually pretty new. Like, perfectly fine, but it was just sized wrong to where the customer always had a problem keeping the temperature below 80 degrees when it's 95 degrees outside. So we came in, did a manual J calculation, and looked at the specs of the Bosch, and we came to conclusion that system was not big enough to keep up. So that's why he went with an upgrade, and now the customer is going to have better comfort. Thank you for watching. If any of you guys need help or have problems having the temperature at the set point that you would like, give us a call at 301-795-8896. Thank you.